Hi, this is Makar, and today I'll be talking about the war updates in Ukraine for January 24th. Before I start, please subscribe to my channel and click on like or dislike, obviously, and leave a comment below. It will help my channel to grow. Thanks in advance. So let's start with some data. So today is the number 335, and as of today, there are 122,170 Russian personnel being liquidated in Ukraine since February 24th. That's plus almost 700 since the last day. That was a quite successful day for Ukrainian army as they shut down two Russian aircrafts and four helicopters. Three of them are Ka-52, which is the most advanced Russian helicopter. So 3 out of 4 were Ka-52. Also, Ukrainian army destroyed 2 Russian tanks and 8 APVs, and also 8 vehicles and fuel tanks and some other equipment. So let's move to the map. So, what happened today? In the US, the Biden administration is leaning towards sending the significant number of M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. An announcement could come as early as this week. The US is considering sending 30 to 50 Abrams tanks. However, according to Washington Post article from January 24th, the shipment can take up to 2 or 3 months. So that will take some time. Germany. So German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will announce the delivery of German Leopard tanks to Ukraine. So based on the articles from all over the world, Poland requested an approval from Germany for sending 14 Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Also, Germany will send 139 Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine and also 88 Leopard 1 tanks to Ukraine. Also, Taiwan has delivered a shipment of high capacity generators to Ukraine. That's from here. That's happened in Lviv on the border. So then, Belarus. That's funny. So Belarusian army is recovering vehicles from long-term storages for joint grouping of forces with Russia. So these are the photos of these vehicles under some metal tent, and this is so-called long-term storages. Some Belarusian soldier that if he dares to cross Ukrainian border will be in my daily statistics. Not my, but he will be somewhere in this number. So, and then another one, so that's are these vehicles that are on the long-term storage. So funny. Okay. Also, Lukashenko claims Ukraine proposed to sign a non-aggression pact, so Belarusian troops will not attack Ukraine. Really, this is such a BS because Ukraine will never ask Belarus for any agreement except Belarus and Russia sign the capitulation and reparation. So Belarus is already involved in this war. So that's basically, he's kind of like begging for any attention from Ukrainian officials to. He's such a. Anyway, I'm not gonna curse on my videos. I'll try not to. Okay, so let's go back to Ukraine map. So in Kiev, President of Finland's Sauli met with President Zelensky in Kiev. And then now let's move to Russia. So over here, missile launches reported in Novoyoskil and smoke raising in Shebekino after explosions. That Shebekino is not far from Belgorod. Where is it? Shebekino, over here. So there is a photo which is not clear, but it is what it is. Then two people wounded as a result of explosion in Hornal village of Suja district of Kursk region. According to Russian authorities, also they blame Ukrainian drone. That's right here. Yeah, let me zoom in so you can see. That's right across the border. So it's literally quarter of the mile from the border. Okay, so in Chernihiv region, Russian army shelled Buchki and Mikhalchina Sloboda. Where is it? These two. Then in Sumy region, Russian army shelled Novovasilievka over here, and then Kozache, Sopich, Kucherivka, Studenok, Boyaro Lezachi, Stikalivka, Vorozhba, Yanikivka, Wolfene of Sumy region. All of these towns. All of this. And then let's now move to Kharkiv region. In Kharkiv region, two people wounded as a result of Russian shelling in Liptsi village of Kharkiv region. That's I believe right here. Let me zoom. Yep, that's right here. Okay, Russian army shelled Gurів, Козачок, Стрілеча, Слобожанське, Зелене, Тернова, Стариця, Вовчанськ, Землянки, Новомлинськ, Кам'янка, and Krasne Persha of Kharkiv region. All of these towns. Let's now move to Kupiansk area. In Kupiansk area, downtown Kupiansk, which is right here, Russian army shelled Kupiansk, obviously, and that's the photo of the shelling. That's some civilian infrastructure, not residential, but some storage, some sort of like grain storage or something. That's Russian targeted the storage. Yeah. So Russian army shelled Dvorichna, Гриняківка, Кичурівка, Кислівка, Табаєвка, Крохмальне, Берестове of Kharkiv region. That's, where is it? That's all of these towns, the yellow circled ones. Now let's move to Svatova area. So in Svatova area, Russian army shelled Novoselivska, Stelmachivka, and Andriivka, the three. And then in Kreminna area, Russian army shelled Makiyivka, Plashanka, Chernovo-Popivka, Kreminna, Dibrova, and Kuzmina. So these two and this. Also, Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Bilogorivka and Kreminna on the north from Kreminna. Now let's move south to, oh, nope, not this one. Let's move south to Bilogorivka area. Russian army shelled Vyimka and Spirne. Vyimka and Spirne. And Ukrainian military, I mentioned that Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Bilogorivka over here. There was a development in the front line, so let's look at it. That's a deep state map. So let's see. Come on. That's Bilogorivka, and the timeline. Let's look at 23rd. So as of 24th, Russians advanced in this area near Bilogorivka, Grigorivka, so right here. Okay, now let's move to Donetsk region. In Donetsk region, Rozdolivka area. Russian army shelled Berestove, Bilogorivka, Vesela, and Rozdolivka of Donetsk region, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks over here near Rozdolivka, and also near Sil station, which is a part of Soledar. So Soledar city borders are right here. So that's also Sil is a station in the Soledar border lines. So Ukrainian air defense reporting shooting down 3 Russian K-52 overnight. That's what I mentioned. That's happened here. I mentioned it before. That's according to Ukrainian air defense. So now let's look at Soledar area. Okay, Russian army shelled Paraskovyivka and Krasnahora of Donetsk region over here. And Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Krasnahora of Donetsk region. According to Russian telegram channels, Russian military continues to fight intensely for Krasnahora. That's over here. Let's look at deep state map and see how the front line changed. So as you can see, Krasnahora is half circled. That's over here. So since January 23rd, Russians advanced from Pidgorodne on the south from Krasnahora, so over here. They also advanced from Pidgorodne to the south to north from Bakhmut. So let's look again. So they're advancing on Krasnahora and Bakhmut. So back to Bakhmut, it was shelled by Russian army, as well as Chasiv Yar, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks over here in Bakhmut. Then 4 people wounded, including 2 children, as a result of Russian shelling in Konstantinivka over here. And that's the photo of the result of shelling of the building. That's a 5-story building. All the windows are out. A lot of debris. That's what Russians do with civilian infrastructure. So Russian army shelled Klishchiivka of Donetsk region right here. And that's occupied right now under Russian control. But the fighting continues in this area. And according to Russian telegram channels, Ukrainian army blew up a span of the bridge near Paraskovyivka. Paraskovyivka is, where's Paraskovyivka? Cutting off the route towards Slovyansk. So the Paraskovyivka is, I lost it. Nope. I believe it's north from Bakhmut. I believe it's somewhere. Yeah, here. I found it. So let me zoom out. Also, according to Russian telegram channels, fierce fighting is also taking place in Bakhmut itself. Wagner's PMC mercenaries, storming armed forces of Ukraine positions in the northeastern part of the city. So northeastern part over here. So now let's go to Kurdyumivka, where Kurdyumivka and Ozaryanivka were shelled by Russian army, as well as part of Pivnichne, also shelled. Let's go back to deep state map. So Kurdyumivka, and let's see January 23rd, 24th. No updates on this area. Okay. So in Toretsk area, Russian army shelled New York and Mayorska. So actually it's Mayorska railway station that belongs to Pivnichne. Let's move south. Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Bakhmutivka over here. And then in Avdiivka area, Russian army shelled Berdichi, Avdiivka, Vodyane, and Nevelske. According to Russian telegram channels, Russian army drove Ukrainian armed forces out of Vodyane and occupied the dominant heights north of the settlement. so north of the settlement, which is here. So there is no official confirmation of this, and that trusting Russian Telegram channels is not, it's such a BS, but still, it's worth mentioning. Now let's go to Donetsk itself. Let me zoom out a little bit. So Ilovaisk. By the way, in Donetsk, one person killed as a result of shelling in Alexandrivka village near Donetsk city over here. There is no confirmation who shelled Alexandrivka, Ukrainian forces or Russian. But I would say that that were Russians, even though it's under Russian control right now. But that's my opinion. So Ilovaisk over here. Heavy explosions reported in Ilovaisk. Railway infrastructure and storage facilities were damaged. Two occupants of the occupation workers of the depot were injured. So that's right here. Then let's now move to Marinka, which is over here. Russian army shelled Krasnohorivka, Georgievka, Marinka, Paraskovievka, and Novomikhailivka, all of these towns. And Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Krasnohorivka and Marinka over here. So then Vuhledar area. Russian army shelled Mykilske, Vuhledar, Prechistevka, Neskучne, and Velika Novosilka. And according to Russian Telegram channels, Russian army broke through Ukrainian defenses and occupied vacation areas to the west of Mykilske. And let's look at it. So Mykilske is right here to the west. So that's right here somewhere. Obviously, it's not confirmed yet. Also, according to Russian Telegram channels, Russian Marine Corps advanced on Vuhledar from the west and south. So Vuhledar is over here. Nope, Vuhledar is over here. From the west and south. So, the fighting continues in Vuhledar. So let's go to Zaporizhia region. And in Zaporizhia region, Russian army shelled Gulipole, Pavlivka, Novodanilivka, Stepove, Orikhiv, Sherbaki, and Malotokmachka. Also, Russian Telegram channels claim that Kamensk is now under Russian control. No official information to prove it. Kamensk is over here. Let me zoom in. That's a small village. Over here. Now, let's move to Berdyansk, which is south on the Sea of Azov coast. In Berdyansk, vehicle belonging to the local collaborator Valentin Mamai has exploded in Berdyansk. That's a photo of this guy who... There is no information about his status, like if he's alive or dead. But the car was exploded, so the car exploded. Now let's go to Kherson region. In Kherson region, Russian army shelled Antonivka and Kherson city itself. And now I would like to show you a video that I found. So that's in Russian Telegram channels. That's pretty cool infographics. Obviously, a lot of Russian propaganda. But let's look at it. Okay, it's a 2-minute video. So obviously this is they call it special military operation, even though it's a war. So that's from Russian sources. That's the Gornal that I mentioned before in Kharkiv region. I mean, Gornal is in Russia. That's Novoselivske, Kuzymivka, and Krivosheivka. That's how they report the news. So Krasna Hora that I mentioned. Bakhmut. Wagner group is advancing northeast. That's gonna be Ilovaisk. That's Vodene. And that's Somalia Battalion, Russian Mercenaries, Somalia. Soledar. Zaporizhia, Gulay-Pole. And Orikhiv. The Ukrainian command threw all the available forces. Really, all the available. Come on. Such a BS. Okay, so that's it for today. If you like this video, please click on like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And leave a comment what you think about this type of the videos. I would really appreciate your opinion. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.